Ryan, this one's all you, baby. This is your franchise.
Yeah, but first of all, we respect Aith in this house. Second of all, Tifa's best girl. And third, welcome back from Dominaria.
Yes, thank you. I've spent some time away planeswalking, and now I'm tired.
Well, tired of reading these amazing freaking cards in Final Fantasy, dude.
Yeah, I've been seeing some of the spoilers while I've been away. Not all of them, but whenever something absolutely batshit insane drops, everyone's been posting it in the work Discord, and we're here to talk about some of our favorite cards that have been spoiled.
We picked out the most interesting cards we thought up to this point in time, which the day, I don't remember what day it is, because that's how YouTube works.
Yeah.
But also, up until this point, the spoilers you've seen on the internet at large, we're just going to pick our most favorite, interestingest ones.
Yippee! All right.
Want to rip it?
Yeah, sure. I mean, starting us off, there's so many disgusting things.
Oh yeah, but we could talk forever about how cool these cards are.
I would say that the most Drew-flavored thing that I've seen is Kefka Mage. When he enters or attacks, each player discards a card, then I draw cards for each card type among cards discarded that way. Already pretty funny, but kind of player-roundable. But then he flips. Whenever an opponent loses life during your turn, you draw that many cards? Come on. It's too good. And this says, loses life. Do you think that works for coin flipping, my friend? Game of Chaos?
That's true. That's
life total is reduced? I don't remember.
No, it would. Setting a life total gives you life gain or life loss.
So, look, this guy, he's super goofy, and I'm excited to try and make a little build around.
Even if you just like put X burn spells or like Exsanguinate in, like Exsanguinate is each opponent loses X life.
Yeah.
Like X is 5, that's 15 cards. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, and he's in red, which means that we have Treasures Bound, red and black, so I feel like this guy is not going to be hard to run through.
Yeah, I feel like you could go pretty far along the brackets, I think, with that.
And he looks like a silly guy. I don't know anything about the franchise, but man, what a goofball.
That one, I don't know either. I'll pick it up next. I want to tell you the saga of the Buster Sword and spoilers.
Oh.
So the Cloud Precon, Naya, Voltron, comes with a lot of guys who really like equipments and stuff, which is great. They do not put the Buster Sword in the Precon deck for Cloud Strife. Instead, what they do is, do you remember Hero Blade?
Yeah.
So the Hero Blade, when a legendary creature comes in, you can attach it to it. It gives 3/2. It does. Right. That's it. It's like 2 or 3 mana and 4 to equip otherwise. But Cloud already does that. He says when he enters the battlefield, give him an equipment for free.
Yep.
So all they did was put the Buster Sword art on that card. And if you remember, like Shadow Spear, the Morgul knife, it has the name Morgul knife, and then below it says Shadow Spear. They didn't even do that. So I was mad. And then they revealed, I don't know, and then they revealed a secret layer with the Buster Sword. It was just Umezawa's Jite. And I was like,
wow, they are really, really wanting to milk the Buster Sword.
Yes, I was pissed. I was on stream and I was like brewing this shit. I was like, whatever, Wizards, you're dead to me. And then like the next day they dropped the Buster Sword, which is 3 mana, equip 2, gives 3/2. Whenever a creature deals combat, draw a card, cast a spell from your hand with mana value less than the damage dealt. What a cool card.
Okay, so I am not a Final Fantasy super player, but the idea of attack, combo a spell, maybe get to attack again, it's like the perfect fantasy fulfillment. And that's something that I've seen consistently within all of these cards is like the fantasy fulfillment of each sort of idea of these cards is just really on the money. Yeah. I haven't seen them whiff almost at all, and it has me very excited.
Yeah, they really did nail it. What's next on your list?
So I am always a fan of silly stuff that kind of doesn't really exist, and I know that this archetype has been explored a little. Terra Magical Adept is a Gruul enchantment mill deck. So cool, 3 words that I love putting together. And then you can flip it to make a saga that creates tokens that are copies of non-legendary enchantments. Oh, it makes tokens. On the back, it also has pips of each color, which means I think you can do 5 color mill enchantment token creation. Super cool, although I think sticking to Gruul is really interesting. But man, so interesting. I love this card.
Move over, Shrines. There's a new 5-color enchantments coming in.
Yeah, no kidding. And this one's way more flexible than Shrines. Shrine is pretty like pretty exclusive to only working with Shrines. It has an ability that works on all enchantments, but man, this one is just so cool.
You did bring up a good point about sagas though before we camera started rolling.
Yeah, something that they did in this set, which I'm not super crazy about, but I'm excited to see how it works, is all these saga creatures it seems like sort of a nightmare for the new player set that's coming out this year. I don't think it's bad. I think I'm a longtime player and it's still a little confusing.
Right. It's very cool, but I agree with confusing.
Yeah. And then flip cards that are creature sagas on the back. Man, you are really just asking a bunch of players to want to become judges as their first foray into Magic the Gathering. Guys, take a break.
If everyone was a Magic judge, the world would be a better place.
Well, I don't know if that's the case, but if they could read
we can't
anything.
We can't read, so I don't know.
I think that's it for Terra. Super cool, super cool.
Let me ask you a question. What's the number one red board wipe that's played in every red deck?
Blasphemous Act.
Right, okay. And I love that there are good cards that you can play that are cheap, especially for people breaking the format.
Oh, yeah.
But we need options. We need options.
Sure.
And that's why I want to highlight Nibelheim Aflame. Nibelheim Aflame. Nibelheim Aflame.
Yes.
Nibelheim Aflame. I love the way
Nibelheim Aflame.
Nibelheim Aflame. 4 mana, pick a guy. It's basically its power to all other creatures and damage. So it's like a baby Chandra's Ignition. It doesn't hit other players.
Yeah.
But it has flashback, so you can do it twice. And if it was cast in the graveyard, discard your hand, draw 4.
Super cool.
Now, it's a sorcery, and it's 4 mana, so it's obviously not 1 red, but it does give you something else you can play in the board wipe slot that might actually help you get into the game again.
This has so many different uses because it's not Blasphemous Act. It's never going to be Blasphemous Act. But let's say we're playing a game that's low on resources. This one does way better than Blast Act. And when I'm thinking about games that are low on resources, this card in draft seems kind of disgusting.
Kind of busted.
Kind of completely game-ending in that the second you play it, the other player's like, wow, I have no creatures. We're probably in top deck mode at this point. Like GG, I guess. This is a game winner in anything that isn't Commander.
Yeah, I could see you not having a creature to cast this on at some point when you need it. And that's the weakness of the card, but really cool.
Yeah, super duper cool. Small side note, the traveling Chocobo serialized.
Oh, yeah.
Super cool. I like the idea that it's more limited, which means that I feel like chasing it.
Yeah.
Well, maybe chasing it is more toxic because it's more limited, but, giving the bird card of the bird
It's
set,
funny. It's
funny. It's really cool. I'm making it gold. Oh, so good. Hey, guys, you know the card that everybody has been talking about since it was revealed for Final Fantasy?
Vivi.
Yeah. We love Vivi. He's such a cool little guy. You can spend 0 to add X mana in any combination of blue or red, where X is his power. Guys, who cares about the non-creature ping? Who cares about the counters and stuff? You just got to give this guy a bunch of swords.
Yeah.
People think Vivi's a wizard.
Sure,
it says it on the thing. Don't worry about it. Give him a bunch of swords. I actually am
Gandalf had a sword.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm sort of mini theorizing. I'm in the nascent stages of creating a deck that has a bunch of cards in it that says, look at the top X and play a X for free. And imagine doing that just 6 times in a row with Vivi while it's holding the Buster Sword. Super sick. I think that this card is super goofy. I love how you can play it a bunch of different ways. And man, the art. Oh, the full art is so good.
Yeah, they nailed it.
This card is super interesting. I love the idea of taking Izzet away from just the one thing that it does. Because man, if you look at the EDH rec top 5 for Izzet, they're all the same card.
Yeah, I think the biggest change from Izzet standard on this one is counters rather than +1/+1.
Which is cool.
Yeah, which is cool, which allows you to play some counter strategies. Proliferate actually matters.
I like it. I think he's super cool, if not only for the fact that he is so flexible and can move in so many directions. Very awesome.
All right, I got one for you. I saw this and I read through it a couple times and I could not believe it. Galuf's Final Act. Generic and green, so 2 mana, instant. Until end of turn, target creature gets 1/0 and gains. When this creature dies, put a number of 1/1 counters equal to its power on up to 1 target creature. Drew, what words are missing from that? I'll go ahead and spoil it for you. It's creature you control in any part of it.
Yeah.
So when your opponents are going to combat, you can go, wow, your big guy's going to die? When he dies, I get the counters. It's in green.
Yeah. Also, fucking Cactuar exists.
Yeah, Cactuar exists, yes.
I know that everyone and their mother has been talking about Cactuar since the reveal, but man, they just love to break this card. Every single release for Magic's history from now on is going to be, can you believe how this interacts with Jumbo Cactuar?
I can see the short
like,
staff, yeah.
it's every single set. I swear to God, we should start a series of what card from this set pairs with Cactuar the craziest.
I actually would love to do that. That's really funny.
Man, okay, so I have a couple of cards picked out already, but I'm just scrolling through the reveals list as well. This Aith girl, she seems so like young and vibrant.
Yeah.
Like so much life ahead of her. I mean, a life gain deck, super cool.
Have you seen that card? It's Sephiroth's Intervention.
No, it seems like a removal spell.
Yeah, that's the scene where he kills her.
Cool pose. What?
Yeah. Okay. Well, sorry. Which Aith were you talking about?
The mono white one's cool, but I think you were going to talk about the two color.
Yeah. Aith Last Ancient. 3/5 for 4, so not bad with lifelink. Mm-hmm. If you can gain 7 life at the end of turn, you reanimate a creature from their graveyard to the battlefield with no restrictions, which is sick.
Whoa!
If you can only just gain life, it goes back to your hand. This is like a pretty awesome like entry to Reanimator for like new players.
Yeah.
And also, this is just a fine lifelinker.
Man.
Like,
there's so much about this that's interesting because
and simple.
You can self-mill.
Yep.
You have the stability of healing and ramping in green, so that you always get back to where you were. Sakura Tribe Elder in this goes crazy.
Yeah.
Landfall gain life exists. Man, what is happening?
Yeah, I think when we were building this one on stream, we got up to like 150 cards, and I was like, you could just play all of the colors in this deck.
Yeah, when it comes to Universes Beyond, I think people generally agree, or maybe it's like a 50-50 split, that sometimes it feels weird to have to pull from other properties to make cool cards. Man, they really wanted to make these cards cool as fuck. Did. Oh my gosh. If you have nothing else to say about Aith.
I think it's fantastic. Check out our deck list. We'll put the Architect in the description, but yes.
Oh yeah. Ardan the Usurper is the next one, other than being a handsome devil. He seems super sick. He gives demons Menace, Lifelink, and Haste, which is already absurd. I mean, it costs 8 mana, but mono black. Yeah. I feel like has ways to deal with stuff like this. And at the beginning of combat on your turn, exile a creature card from a graveyard, anybody's, and you get a copy of that creature as a 5/5 black demon. So you make token copies of any powerful creatures in your friends' or enemies' graveyards, and you just go to town.
Yeah, even if you steal their 1/1, it turns into a 5/5 ridiculous threat. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So sick. I'm loving how this card seems to interact in a bunch of different ways. And also, like, discard is really cool. Yeah. Because let's say it's turn 5 and you play, someone has to discard stuff. They're like, well, I'm probably not getting to this, like, 10 mana game ender anytime soon. But now you are.
Yeah, it also gives you a reason to run those targeted discard cards, which generally feel bad in Commander, because it's like, just taking cards out of your opponent's hand, it's a good strategy, don't get me wrong, and there's a reason you see it in competitive. But, like, in Commander, doing it for a purpose, I think, makes it sting less.
Yeah. And also, just putting this guy's keyword soup into any demon tribal is so disgusting. Crazy. Like, God, super cool. I love this card.
All right, well, you know what's more powerful than demons is birds. Have you seen Choco, Seeker of Paradise?
Bro, all the Chocobo cards make me so happy.
This is Bant Bird Tribal. It's whenever one or more birds you control attack, look at that many cards, put one of them into your hand, then put any number of lands from among them onto the battlefield and the rest into your graveyard. Then it has landfall, and whenever a land comes in, it's 1/0 until end of turn. That's the Chocobo mechanic.
Yeah.
This is Chocobo Bird Tribal top deck landfall.
Super good.
All the cool words I want to play in my do nothing deck.
This kind of gives me, I know that this is going to be a stretch, but Flubs the Fool has sort of a discard, like ramp through your whole deck as fast as possible and do goofy shit. But Flubs turned out to be so strong that you kind of can't play him at a normal table. Choco seems like sort of a middle ground where it's like, yeah, you're just top decking a bunch of shit and dumping it into the graveyard, but like, it's a bunch of birds.
Yeah, it's a bunch of birds. It's
and
like,
they
it's
get
like
+1
baby
+0. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think it's super cute. I love this card so much. Oh man.
What else you got?
I mean, other than a certain specific card, I think that mono red equipment seems really cool. Yep. The pairing of Gilgamesh Master at Arms and Firion Wild Rose Warrior is, I mean, they're together on the website. How can I understate how sick it is to just play a bunch of epic
Master Arms is really
equipments. Cool. And really, I think that equipments in general is an archetype that, I mean, it's, I'm putting them in VV. because Vivi is going to rule the entire planet.
It is really funny to think about that.
Yeah, I'm loving the equipment focus. I think the landfall focus is cool. Not only are these cards designed well, I feel like the set mechanics are really interesting. Oh, not to leave out the job select mechanic.
Oh yeah, it's pretty cool.
Super cool. I really like sort of setting up. This is kind of like classes in the Baldur's Gate and D&D set.
Yeah.
I love just picking a mechanic that they could have done nothing with and turning it into something simple
really
and really fun.
That's true.
Like, just put this equipment on a 1/1 that you made. It's like germ tokens, but funnier.
Yep.
So good. Love it.
Did you see Gruul Barrett?
No, I didn't.
He says whenever an equipment comes in, make a 2/2. And he can attach equipment for free.
Oh.
So it turns all of your equipments into for Mirrodin or Living Weapon or whatever.
That's so fun.
Yep.
That's awesome.
I've got one more. How about you?
I think I had one or two more, but I just need to refine their name.
All right. I will yap install for you. Did you see Zenos?
No.
Pick a creature. Every other creature gets -2/-2 when he comes in.
Oh, cool.
Yawn. When you kill the creature, flip him. Pick an opponent. When that opponent loses, you win.
Oh, no.
So the implications of this from a politics standpoint alone are so funny because you, as soon as you go, all the other opponents are now your enemy because you cannot let that person die, which is fantastic.
Wow.
Mono black.
That's really funny. You are basically saying, wait, this is much deeper than I think that.
It's
because
really
let's say
cool.
I have one life and you cast that on me. Now you're like, we are a team. I work for you now. There's no other way to interpret it.
That's pretty funny.
That's awesome.
That's very, very funny.
Wow, it literally turns it into a 2-player game on the spot.
Well, it's like 1v3 because it's when they lose, you win.
Yeah, but if I kill you, I'm out next.
Yeah. No, if that's true. Yeah.
We're a team.
It's crazy.
It's so sick.
That's pretty funny.
A card that everybody's been talking about is Noctis. Artifact spells and Esper. I mean, I love it.
Well, everybody broke that card already. That's crazy.
Yeah, who could have guessed? It's a Hot Boy and Esper. I'm going to be playing it.
That's a really good point.
I mean, guys, the first card that they showed me, Stiltskin, the Mughal merchant.
Oh, yeah.
Mono white, give your shit away to everybody.
It's really good.
God, he's just so funny. A part of me wants to just do the worst trade deals of all time.
Pretty funny.
And just give away treasures for 2 mana.
Yeah, but who's going to kill the Mughal that's giving away treasures? You're like their bud. That's a second place deck.
That's so funny. This card's so funny. I know it's going to be every white, group hug. But man, look at the little guy.
You could also just play him in the red-white Mughal that makes Mughals.
Yeah, that's true. Man, so funny.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to finish this video without talking about the crystals that they announced.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
So the medallions are things that have been in the game for a really long time. Which
2 mana was discussing.
Yeah, and now they have the 4 mana alternatives, the Earth, Darkness, Fire, Water, and Wind crystals. They reduce the cost of spells you cast of their specific color, and then they each have a color identity effect as well. Yep. So interesting. Although the blue one mills +4.
Yeah, it does seem like they kind of phoned that one
Which
in.
is like, what? Why did they do that?
I could tell they wanted to do like a proportional thing. They're like, maybe we could double it. And they're like, no, that would ruin everything. And they're like, maybe it's like 50% more. And they're like, that's stupid. Yeah.
No.
4? Yeah, 4.
Yeah. I feel like something that they could have put is like second spell you cast draws you a card, but it's like,
that's not bad. Or
100
like
billion cards already do that.
Yeah.
Why not just make it weird instead? Hey, the fire crystal gives all of your creatures haste. Super cool.
Yeah.
Earth crystal is 1/1 counter stuff. I mean, it's all so interesting.
It's definitely tied like deeply in the original color.
Wind crystal's double life gain.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Man, it's going to be awesome now that everybody is going to start commander games by saying, in case you didn't know, there's something called commander damage. And what that means, because new players plus life gain identity in the set means that we need to be clear about the fact that they're not just going to be able to be invincible.
For sure. And you know what the best part about this video has been, Drew? Thinking about the unbelievable spoilers that are sure to drop in the next 20 hours.
That'll just ruin the video.
The rate that they've been spoiling content for this is unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm really happy. The only thing that I want to talk about to finish is all the stuff that I'm not excited about. Really end on a downer.
Sure.
I think the creature sagas are overly confusing. Have you seen the land adventures?
Yeah, that's an interesting power push.
Man, it's interesting, but like, fucking why?
So think about the dual-sided lands you've seen in Magic's history. There's a spell or a land. This is just a straight upgrade to those because you could always choose spell or land. That's something we've had for a while.
Yep.
And now it's adventure, which exiles, and then a land.
Yeah.
Now, granted, we don't have the pay life come in untapped. They all, I think, come in tapped generally. But it's just 2 cards in 1 if you play them in order.
Yep. Some other stuff, man, you guys printed Sid a lot. I guess it makes sense, but like, geez. And then
It's very funny.
2-sided cards, man, you guys, I just can never get away with not having to flip a card around. Guys, those sleeves, they're solid on one side for a reason, but whatever.
You want them to bring back one-sided magic?
Come on, guys.
Yeah,
it's
time
not
for
hard.
some.
The cards can be designed with just one piece of the paper.
It's real.
What?
One Piece. All right, good video.
Yeah, I guess that's the end of it, isn't it?
No.
We can't go a video without mentioning the One Piece.
Do you have anything else you want to add?
Nah.
All right. Hey.
I'm done complaining. This set's really cool. As much as I want to hate on Universes Beyond, man, the fucking set's
Can I
awesome.
ask you a question? What was the first Final Fantasy called?
First? I don't know.
It's Final Fantasy 1. Why'd they name it Final Fantasy if they made 15 more afterwards? Right? Am I crazy? Fuck this. I'm done. It's like, what? It's fine. It's Final Fantasy, Drew. Final.
I
Right?
want to say so many things that aren't funny or good for content.
No, you can't. I'll just cut them out.
No, I won't cut them. It's not worth.
All right, fair enough. Okay, I think that's probably it. We're going to go now. Okay, bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.
True?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what were you going to say?
No, I'm not going to do all the cameras on. You're going to leave them in.
Probably.
I know better. I know Ryan.
That's true. That's true. I'll turn my mic off and then the content will die. Bye, content.